I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I would like to welcome Lori to the show. Hi.
Hi, how's everybody doing? How's it
Hey.
going?
I really do appreciate you coming on. If you could introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate the opportunity. So my name is Lori. I am a VTuber, Red Panda,
Mm-hmm.
based out in Texas. For lore purposes, I live in a tree, but I live in an apartment. Um,
Tree of-
I've been doing this for about a year now. So I think it's really cool that like my 1 year anniversary was actually last month. So I
Oh,
think it's dope that like a year after I get started, I get invited to an interview. That's sick. Thank
oh
you for
yeah.
the opportunity
Oh,
again.
oh well, absolutely. Thanks for coming on. I'm the one interfering in your life.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm the guest here, and I get a chance to talk with amazing folks such as yourself that are doing this, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
You
so
know,
so many
it's
stories. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
right.
And so, what's your story? How did you get started with VTubing?
So originally I wanted to just be a streamer. Like a couple years ago, I was like, I want to be a streamer. I want to see if I can maybe put myself out there because everyone in my life is always telling me that I'm really fucking funny, and then I am very, very dedicated to video games.
Yeah.
Like I'm like a competitive like Smash Bros. Player.
Oh,
I play a lot of fighting games.
yeah.
Stereotypes aside, uh, um, but I do play a lot of games, and people were always like, "You're really funny." So I was like, "Fine, I'll be a streamer." And then my roommate one day was showing me VTubers, and he showed me the dog lady, Corone, I think is
Mm-hmm.
her name.
Yeah.
Uh, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's great. That's it. That's what I want to do." So I spent a couple years like trying to make sure I could find like a good artist and a good like rigger model person as well,
Yeah.
and got it all made, and then here we are.
Yeah.
It only it managed to come together after like 2 years of planning.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you had this in your mind pretty much quickly after you saw that. Was it
Yeah, yeah.
so? Did you want to do it in that style, or did you come up with a different way you wanted to do it?
Um, Honestly, I was like, I kind of just want to treat it as if I was an IRL streamer, like somebody that just had the camera on them, but I
Mm,
want to do it with like the model, just because I was like, I think it's cute. Anime
yeah,
girls are cute. I think it was like first starting to become super big mainstream. Like I know there was like Kizune AI and things like that back in the day, but it had just started to explode with like Hololive and stuff like that. So I was like, I might as well try to get in on the wave, and I think it's really cool. And I love the idea of like, okay, it's a little weird personally to get like fan art of like yourself, but when it's coming through, as like Lori, I think it's really cool. And I do try to do it in character. I make like all of like the silly like anime noises and be goofy on stream.
At least, I mean, yeah, it's your world. You make a world now, and you're the person who controls it. And
Facts, facts.
yeah, and you get to present yourself the way you want to present yourself. I liken it sometimes to going from high school to college, where you might be the same person, but now the people around you don't remember that you ripped your pants out in third grade bending down for a pencil.
Yeah, yeah, you get to kind of remake your image or, present
Yeah.
yourself in a way that stops people from knowing that your pants fell down when you were running the pacer test.
Yes, all that stuff. Yes. Yes. Yeah, and then you have a whole new way to embarrass
Oh
yourself.
yeah, no, I've been embarrassed so many times.
So when you did, get that microphone and you turned it on and you started
Yeah.
streaming yourself, um, what what was going through your head?
I was like, I'm gonna try and treat this as if I was like practicing for like a stand-up set, basically. It's like,
Hmm.
I'm gonna try and basically not let the fact that I'm starting from zero get to me.
Hmm.
And I was posting clips of myself on Twitter as well. So
Hmm.
that's like my main social media like side is Twitter and then Twitch and YouTube. And so when I started, I was like, I have nobody. I'm not gonna act like, oh wow, woe is me. Where are all the people?
Right.
Wow, is how come us small VTubers never stick together? No, because
Hmm.
that's to me that's never been how champions, the people that make it
Yeah.
treat themselves. They treat it. If I have zero people, it's like I have 1,000 people. If I have one person, that's 2,000 people, etc.
Hmm.
So I'm always trying to stay, keep that mentality going of, being entertaining even if nobody's watching.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And you never know when somebody sneaks up on you, and
Right, right.
takes
Yeah,
that.
I don't think I have like a 100% turnover rate. There's nobody that's come into my chat to say something that hasn't ended up following me.
That's it. You've got the fly trap going.
Oh yeah. Oh
Once
yeah.
once you're there,
I
you're
force
there
them. I make up
permanently.
I make up bullshit every time. They're like, "Hi." I'm like, "If you don't join right now, I'm literally gonna like my computer will explode." That kind of stuff.
Your computer will explode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mine. I'll stop streaming. Please follow, please.
Yeah, that's the way. I mean, once it is still in a way fishing. I mean, in a way, because you're trying to hook people in, and some people are able to do that with, sometimes somebody raids you with, three digits people. But I talked to
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
before about this. If you started off and you had 10 people watching your stream, and 500 people raid you, and then after about 3 minutes, now you have 7 people watching your stream.
That's crazy.
How helpful was
That's
that raid?
Yeah, right, right. I mean, more eyes is more eyes, but yeah, losing people, even more people that you had with you is crazy. But I mean, it's like a mentality thing, really. Like 7 people, that's a lot of people. That's like a room full of people.
Well, it is, and I talked to a lot of people over the radio over the years, and
Yeah.
I know the audiences were occasionally pretty big, not because of me, but because of what was going on. And if you put me in a room with 10 people, I would have froze up.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't want
It's
to
it's
talk
a
to
lot.
people who can see me. That's why I'm in
Yeah, yeah.
radio. Um, it does make a difference, but even so, for somebody who hasn't done any of that before, to suddenly have a microphone in front of them and somebody has to talk, um, that's different too. Did you have any experience with a microphone before?
No, actually. It's literally this is like my first foray into any type of public speaking.
Well,
Um, but I did take a speech class in high school and it changed my entire perspective on like talking. I feel like I gained like 1,000,000 charisma points from my speech class where they were like, look, the people in the crowd are just as like what is going on as you are. So if
yeah,
you
yeah,
as long as you can it's kind of like a fake it till you make it kind of deal where
yeah,
like as long as you have the confidence that it's going to be okay, it's usually not that hard to convince the people that things are going well, especially if you have the mindset of like if you think you're funny, if you can make yourself laugh and you can pass that kind of thing on. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But
yeah,
I've been pretty lucky.
yeah. Well, let's say you've worked to make it right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
for
not gonna
sure. I've definitely
I'm not gonna.
worked
I
to
mean, there's
gain that
some
confidence.
there's something of that, but you've got to be there, and you still got to do it. So there's a lot of you in this. I'm not letting you take that. I'm putting you up higher on the pedestal. Um, I took a class in college that was a business speaking class, which is something completely
Really?
different. And I didn't realize what a complete ass I could be until I took that class. I mean, it really gave me a lot more confidence in those situations, and I'd already been on radio for years by then.
Right.
Um, but the professor already took a liking to me because he'd heard me before and knew I'm just
Hmm. Hmm.
taking this to as I go along. And I would go out in front of classes, and there'd be and they'd set up a meeting in front of the class, and there's like 20
Right.
people watching, and there are 5 people there, and they puts me at the head, and I'm starting to talk about this, and I look up and I see somebody's eyes wandering. So
Ooh.
so I call on them, and they look at me like
What'd you say?
yeah, and they look at me like, why did you call me? I said, because I want to get an A. Pay attention to what I'm saying.
Did it work?
I
Did it
mean,
work?
yeah, you don't have to be a complete jackass like I was, but I mean it was fun. But it still gives you that confidence though, that
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying, what you're it's at least if it's important to you and
Hmm.
it's important, it's and you find if you say it with interest and
Hmm.
feeling, then you translate that into what your audience feels.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of that on VTubing is this too. Um,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
the people could have the greatest model and avatar, and if they sound like an AI, mm, um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, there's cool AI VTubers. Hey,
there is, but
yeah, yeah.
they don't try to pretend otherwise.
True,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. It's definitely like if you see people like on that like bot activity or like super low energy, like sometimes that's what people are looking for, but in this kind of industry, usually no.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you do what you want. I mean, it's always anything that's said on as for this particular industry. I think is your mileage may vary because heck,
Yeah, facts.
I'm not putting anything past anybody. There's still too many things to discover.
Hmm.
What have you discovered about yourself since starting VTubing?
For myself,
Yeah.
personally, I discovered that I like making people laugh.
Hmm.
Like I had always like, I tell like shitty, corny jokes all the time in front of like my family members or like my wife.
Yeah.
But like to do it in front of like people in public and to be able to gain like a public audience is like insane to me. And that's something like I was always a more introverted person growing up.
Uh-huh.
I had this like a really low opinion of myself, which still kind of exists today, but um it's been kind of eroded away now by just like how many times I've had people be like, "You're hilarious" or "You're so funny," etc. I would say probably that's the best thing I've liked about myself. Also, I am horrible at keeping schedules. That's something else I've learned. I'm terrible at keeping schedules.
Yeah, sometimes you have to take that with the good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to take the small L for the big W. That in those
Yeah, I have
cases.
to like do makeup days for people because I'll have people be like, "You said you were gonna stream today," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I slept all day."
Well, you said something earlier. I'm not like letting they get away with because it slipped out, and I want to ask about this. You talked about
Okay.
preparing a stand-up before,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
have you done that? Have you been done stand-up?
No, I haven't, but I've watched a lot of stand-up growing up. Like
Mm,
before the fall off, I was a big fan of Dave Chappelle.
mm,
Uh like Eddie Murphy, Charlie Murphy. I used to love
yeah,
like their stand-ups.
yeah,
Really just like a lot of black comedians.
yeah.
So I'm a big fan of like that off the cuff kind of style of humor where like you kind of try to like contextualize whatever is going on. Like you might have like a loose plan going into it, a couple jokes already ready. I didn't have anything ready for this because like I said, I woke up like 5 minutes ago. But
Well, that I don't write any questions down, so there you go. We're even.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I don't like to do that. I think I'd like to go with the flow as much as possible. Um, and I think I just think it makes it realer.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
breaks down all the stuff and gets right to the juicy center. I don't really want to say that, but yeah, the
Yeah, I
tootsie
get what
roll,
you mean.
the
I get
tootsie
what
roll
you
in the
mean.
middle. That's what
You're into that big juicy center.
well, that's how I got this mashed potato shape of mine. Um, the the stand up I to me it's always hit and miss with stand ups. I
Hmm.
either I really fall into it real quick or I just like no,
Yeah,
no. I mean, to me I think the more absurd ones are the ones that get me. The
for sure.
Mitch Hedberg was ridiculous to me. And everything he said, it took a little while, but once it settled in, you're like, oh, okay.
You're like, oh, he's crazy.
He's absolutely insane. I like him. A good kind of insane for the most part.
Hmm. Hmm.
Stephen Wright's early stuff was like that too, and um, people who kind of don't take the beaten road and do their own things. I mean, And you
Yeah.
find that all over the place with VTubers. So much creativity.
Oh yeah. There's so many creatives out there. And
Yeah.
then, I feel like this social media era has made it so easy to put yourself out there.
hmm And for people who don't normally do that in their personal lives, or have never wanted to be up on stage or do anything like that, now
Hmm.
we as consumers of the industry get a
Yeah.
chance to enjoy these people's talents and their personalities as they come out.
Hmm.
Um, that's pretty amazing. I don't think I would have done it when I was younger,
Yeah.
but I can.
Oh no, the Eric Loy VTuber would have went crazy.
Eric Loy VTuber would have been would have probably have run himself into the ground by now. He says as he's doing interview number 652.
Yeah, yeah, right, right. Well, you chose radio, which I would argue is pretty similar.
It
Uh,
is. It is. I think very similar. It's especially back in the DJ days,
yeah,
um,
for sure.
because the DJs were very. You could hear the same song on any station in the market usually, but it was the
Yeah.
personality of the person playing them that brought people back and got the bigger audiences. And I think that's a lot of what VTubing is too. If you want to watch somebody play Minecraft, you can watch 1,000 people play Minecraft.
Yeah, there's a million Minecraft people and especially like already big established
hmm
Minecraft people. So
Absolutely, and maybe
what separates you?
but if you find somebody who's doesn't have a big audience, but you just settle in with, you know,
Yeah.
then you've not just been hooked, but you bought the line and sinker too, and that
That's
makes
a good one.
for a lot of things. That makes
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a very symbiotic relationship, which is the best way to go about these things. Has
Yeah.
that gone that way for you in an audience? Have you been able to pick up a good base like that?
Yeah, I have. And honestly, that's one of the most surprising things about it is that in only a year, I've managed to amass 4,000 people,
hmm
on Twitter.
Wow.
I've got like almost 350 people on Twitch, almost 350 people on YouTube. And of those people, you would think like, or at least I would think, I thought it would be mostly bots, but watching it be like real genuine interactions, I have like a real solid fan base. I have like a Discord with like 200 people in it that are always saying shit,
Yeah.
even though I don't post in there because at the end of the day, I am really antisocial. So it's like people like adding me, being like, Lori, say something, and I join in and I just post like a GIF and I'm
Yeah.
like, carry on.
like like hi, and then go.
Yeah, yeah, but no, I've met some real genuine friends through doing this kind of thing and like encountering them because either, I'm looking for somebody to raid or they just were like, I happened upon your stream and I'm always like, thanks for joining, thanks for joining. I hope you stay, but if you don't, it is what it is. And then I keep carrying on. Usually I immediately fail at whatever it is I'm trying to do on stream and it makes them laugh. So
Pratfall time. Face down. I would be doing that so much on stream that they'd have to get like a face replacement or something by the time I was done. Your nose is permanently broken.
Oh my gosh, his
Yeah,
nose,
yeah,
no.
yeah. What's left of it.
My leg.
the When you got that feeling of people coming back for you,
Hmm.
was it rewarding, justifying? What was it to you?
It's a little scary. It's like something I have like a constant gratitude for anybody that gives me any time of day, because I understand like how vast, or at least I think I understand. I could not understand how vast it is in actuality, I'd imagine. But, I have this idea that like you could be watching literally anybody else, like thank you so much for stopping by. And it is gratifying because it makes me feel like motivated to continue trying because I'm like, if I could get these people, imagine how many more people I could grab. But at the same time, it is a little scary,
Yeah.
because I'm like, what if one day, they're like, oh, I'm actually bored with you. I actually don't like your content anymore. I was only into it because you're a girl or this,
Yeah.
that, and the other. And
Yeah. Yeah.
but of course, those are proven to mostly be unfounded.
Mm.
I've,
And
like I said, I've met a lot of genuine people here.
and if it does, if it's not for them, it's not for them. And
Right.
you just don't, leave a pipe bomb as you go out. There's no reason for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's
But I mean, that hasn't happened yet. Like just about everybody that's followed, or follows along is pretty active,
yeah.
and they're always like trying to make me feel better than I actually do about this kind of thing. They're like, "Wow, you're so big, you're so amazing, wow," and I'm like, hmm.
More,
I think being humble about this kind of thing is so important.
a little more, please.
Yeah,
Not
yeah, keep
quite
going,
there
please.
yet.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't please, a little more. But there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's having a healthy attitude toward it is big,
Yeah.
and and not comparing yourself to other people is big. Um,
Yeah, of course.
and if somebody comes on and goes on for a couple of months and says they're not going to be Iron Mouse, well, no, you're not.
Yeah.
There was
But that was never the point,
yeah.
you know.
There's no if that was your point, then you need to find another point
Right.
because she's her. You
Yeah.
you got to be
Yeah,
you
she's
now.
definitely her.
Yeah, you got to be you now, and
Mm.
and the fact that there are people in other countries whose maybe language isn't their first that you speak, that are now tuning in and staying just to put you in the background because of
Yeah.
you. Um, and, okay, 5 years ago, did you think people would be doing that?
No, hell no.
Yeah. like, uh, like, why would anybody would be talking to me for crying out
Yeah,
loud?
yeah, literally. Like, no, of course not. I
Yeah.
mean, I never saw myself as the kind of person to even make this kind of jump in the first place. So then to extrapolate that and be like, well, now there's people putting you on for background noise while you flail around and fucking like I don't even know, like Minecraft, for example. Um
Or gotcha games.
oh, yeah, yeah, or gotcha. Oh, I'm the gotcha goat. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it's in the title.
The gotcha goat. Let's go.
I gotta. How did you get involved with the gotcha stuff, and which ones are you playing?
So when I was in high school, I met my best friends, and they were all into this now canceled, defunct gacha game called Brave Frontier.
Hmm.
It was like one of the more like free to play friendly games, which is why it no longer exists.
Of course.
But it was really fun. And then I took like a sabbatical. I was like, I'm done with gacha games. I'm gonna focus on fighting games. I like fighting games a lot as well.
Hmm.
And then right around the same time that I was trying to get into streaming, my friend introduced me to this game called Fate Grand Order, which,
Mm.
I had already liked the franchise. It's based off of the Fate franchise, which is like historical characters turned into anime girls or
Hmm.
anime guys.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, let's check it out. It had like some anime, some anime movies, and then it had the game, and I just got hooked. I got really into it. The story was really good, and I started live tweeting it, and I even streamed it a bit back then, but I didn't have a model
Yeah.
or like a design or anything.
Yeah.
So those VODs I think they're still up, but I don't like go out of my way to be like, go watch me play this for like a day and then never again.
Find them, folks.
But I got really into it, thanks to my friends, unfortunately.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And did the pocketbook feel it?
Um, all right, so this is something I can't tell anybody else. All right, don't tell my wife.
Yeah.
Okay, there was one time I had a really nice job at this time. Okay, so it's not like I went broke doing it or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a character that if you know the name, you'll recognize it because she only shows up like once a year. Literally, her name is Mel Trillis.
Hmm.
It's hard to spell. I couldn't spell it if I tried.
Yeah.
But she's like a really cute pink-haired girl
Yeah.
based off of this girl named Sakura from the franchise.
Right.
And I had like a shit ton of the free to play currency saved up. Didn't even get one copy. Um, So I kept spending. I kept spending money. I was like, I'm just gonna buy this little pack, this like $30 pack, and if I
Yeah.
don't get it, I'll stop. But then I got it. I paid the $30 pack, didn't get it. I ended up spending like $450 to get this one character, just one copy of this character, and I still use her to this day. But it's like
Yeah.
it's one of
So
my greatest marks of shame in all of like my gaming history.
yet it's a triumph of the will.
Yeah, yeah. I made it happen. I fucking made it happen.
That's right. So when the pull finally happened, did you pass
Oh,
out?
it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you just pass out right there and then?
Yeah, I I can't get too explicit, but just know it was all over the room.
Well, so much for monetization if we were ever going to do it.
No, I'm
uh,
sorry. No, I
nah,
mean when I say it was all over the room, I mean like, my energy, I was
yes,
bouncing up and down against the walls. And then
yes,
yeah, I did pass out. I was like, wow,
your
I finally
your
did it.
your energy. That's what we're calling it now. The energy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my life force was all
There we
over the room.
go. That's it. That works on so many levels.
Right, right. Triple entendre. Don't even ask
Yeah,
me how.
that's right. Well, it's I mean, as long as you're having fun with it, and it doesn't, wreck you.
Yeah, yeah.
But I won't.
Oh my God.
Believe me, I'm not.
If
I'm
I
not
had went
telling
four, I
anybody.
would have been like, it would have mattered a lot, actually.
Actually, you spend as much as I would pay on two cars.
I know, I'm so terrible. That's horrible.
It just also tells you the kind of cars I would buy. The Really though, I mean, now that you're still playing it after all this time. So I mean, for crying out loud.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's really
mean,
fun.
yeah. And are there other gotchas that have gotten you interested?
The only other gacha game that I really play now, well, I guess there are two. I play, it took the world by storm a little bit, on the global scene about a month or two ago. It was like Twitch meta for streamers. It was called Uma Musume, Pretty Derby.
Yes. Yes.
It's got like horse girls in it.
Mm-hmm.
You race them, you like raise them. It's like a life sim almost, where
Yeah.
like you like train them up in different attributes to get like the perfect
Oh yeah.
stats you need to win the races.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Uh,
I want to see the development team pitch that to the corporation. Like
yeah, it's got to be one of the most insane board meetings of all time.
there's okay. We're gonna have the gotcha part in it, so the gambling's in. We'll have
Yeah,
anime girls, cute anime girls. So we'll have that, and we'll have them race as
yeah, they'll
horses.
be racing. They'll be
Yeah,
racing.
and they can train them. That's what it is. We call it training them. Yes,
Yeah, yeah, training them. We're training them. They're students. We're literally just trainers,
and
not
and
like
they're
train
idols
like choo
too,
choo train.
and they're idols.
Yeah, yeah, and they're idols. That's the best part. Is
By the
like getting like the final race and then hearing like the cool song. It's so fire. It's actually amazing. I don't know how they managed to pull it off.
yeah,
They do like an interesting thing too with it where they like say that it's they say it's like really for like remembrance because a lot of the horse girls that are referencing real life horses, a lot of those
yeah,
horses are dead
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
So they say it's like a way of like commemorating them.
Yeah, and of course the gold ship reference is hilarious. The
Oh yeah.
You ever seen the videos they have of gold ship? Like, yeah,
Yeah, I
that
have. They're so
that horse
funny.
is absolutely crazy and also extremely talented. So okay, that's and that. But again, putting that up in the board meeting, I could see these 80-year-old people sitting there
Oh,
going,
too.
uh,
Yeah, yeah.
do it.
Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, they definitely had to pull like the oh, we're doing it to honor the horses kind of deal, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah.
As far as the other one though, it's called Limbus Company.
Oh,
It's by a company named Type Moon or
okay.
Project Moon. Okay, so Fake Grand Order is by a company named Type Moon.
Hmm.
This one is by a company named Project Moon. Two different companies, completely different. One is Japanese, one is Korean.
Okay.
Limbus Company is the third in an installment of games that aren't gacha. It's the
Mm.
first gacha game that they made because they were like, we have this rich, expansive universe. Um, let's see if we can capitalize on it and make some real money so we can keep making more games.
There
And
you go.
it is really big now, at
Yeah.
least in Korea.
Yeah. Well, did they do it in without losing the game in the process?
Yeah, I mean, compared to its previous games, it's not as in depth. It sacrifices some of that depth for accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, yes, it still carries like the spirit of the game.
Mm. Yeah, that's good. I mean, they're able to use that and still kind of. I imagine their next thing will be more like the originals as they
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
go
we
on.
would hope so.
Yeah, this will be their Pokemon Go.
Yeah, type shit, type shit.
Pulling some money to make the other stuff.
Hmm.
But
Exactly.
so you go from that to fighting games.
Yeah, yeah.
That's quite you're going from fourth gear to reverse there.
Yeah, yeah. I
Racing,
mean,
dancing, horse idol girls to fighting
mhm.
games.
Yeah, I mean, fighting games are dope, and I mean that's something, gacha games are more of a recent thing for me.
Yeah,
At least compared to my lifespan. But
yeah,
I've played fighting games since I was a baby.
yeah. So which one will you go back to time and again? Fighting games.
The fighting game I always end up going back to came out in 2021.
Mm,
It's my favorite fighting game of all time. It's called Melty Blood Type Lumina. It's made by the same people that make Fate Grand Order,
mm-hmm.
but it's based off of a visual novel. So there's like five. It's like 5 layers deep.
Wow. Okay. Now
To
it starts off 5 layers deep and goes from there. Jeez.
Yeah, yeah, it's like it's hella deep as far as like the lore of it goes because it's based off of a visual novel which has like its own like spin-offs and sequels and stuff and
Yeah.
its own like universe that connects all into it. But I like it for the gameplay. That's probably the one that I'm always gonna go back to for the
Yeah.
rest of my life. But I'm also really into Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Well, of course. I mean that's the one everybody would want to play anyway, if they're not playing it all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But the that game you were talking about, does it have multiple endings? Is it? I mean, obviously it's
Yeah, yeah,
replayable,
it's
but
it's got like multiple storylines in it
yeah.
as far as the story is concerned. Yeah, it's got a lot going on. And but the current one right now, like we're waiting on the second release of the visual novel
Mm.
before they can make any more updates to the game because they don't want to spoil anything.
Ah, yes. Well, it's always hurry up and wait for the next.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm going to 105% this game.
Yeah, yeah, I've already 100% in it.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years. The 4 year anniversary was actually yesterday.
Mm.
Um, But as far as like legacy games, I grew up on Tekken. I grew up on Mortal Kombat.
Mm. Oh well, yeah. You talk about the OGs.
Yeah,
when,
right,
when it,
exactly. I'm talking like Mortal Kombat like 3.
yeah. If you said like Pong, then I would say get out of here because you ain't that old. I'm that old.
I'm how old are you?
Next month, I will be 60.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Never
Yeah, I
thought I'd
guess
make it
I'm
this
not
long.
that old.
Never thought I'd make it this long, but here I am.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I hope to say the same thing one day.
if I'm not actually doing it, then it's certainly a pretty good film. I'm going to keep watching it until I
Yeah,
can't.
I mean, you know, you seem pretty full of life. I would have only guessed that you were like maybe like 30 at most.
Oh wow, jeez. See, that's the
Yeah, yeah.
best part about radio.
Yeah, nobody could tell just from your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although there's some folks that you can tell when they get older, they slow down a little bit and their voice changes a little bit, and it gets. But if you can stay on top of it, and I've sounded basically the same since I was 17.
Wow. I
I
believe that.
I actually found an old cassette of me doing a basketball game for my high school back when I was a junior for the local
Right.
cable television. Remember, we had cable television back then.
Wow.
And
So you really have been in this for a long time.
yeah, I have, and I sound exactly the same. I'm like, I have learned absolutely nothing.
That's great. That's great.
40 years of
I
not
aspire
learning a
for that
thing.
kind of stubbornness.
Oh yeah, there's lots of stubbornness. That's I also did sport. See, people can get on me all they want because I did the post game call-in show for a major college football team that went 0-11.
Amazing.
You cannot hurt me with words at this point. It's already
That's
been
good.
done.
That's great.
It's been done in the
That's
internet
great.
era. Um, so for you, did you have any
Uh-huh.
experience really in front of people? Was it something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've always wanted to be in front of people, but it's never been something that I've seen in my cards until recently.
Mm.
Like I said, growing up, I was pretty introverted, but I always had like this vision, because of fighting games. I was like, one day I'll be walking out. There's this tournament called CEO.
Hmm.
It is a wrestling themed, so like if you make it to the finals, they let you like walk out to like your theme song, and I would like practice
Yeah.
my like theme song and walkout. But when I was in high school, I got really into competitive fighting games and like more than just like casually playing it with like
Right.
my family or my friends. I got into like going to tournaments,
Ooh.
entering brackets,
Yeah.
and during that time I had a stint in commentary. So I guess I lied to you earlier. I
Oh.
kind of forgot about this. Like I did have a short stint of commentating. I've commentated some local tournaments. I've commentated a regional. And then I learned that I don't think I'm cut out for being like in person on the stage, like
Uh,
competing, because I entered a big tournament one year called Low Tier City,
mhm.
and I lost on stage in front of hundreds of people,
Ooh.
including people who were cheering for me from my region.
Ouch.
And I broke down. Like I
Mm.
barely lost. It was like a nail biter match,
That's even
and
worse.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I was like, oh, they were all like, oh, you almost did it. You could have done it. Don't worry. I went to the bathroom and I cried for
Oh.
like an hour.
Oh. I did. This. I don't think I've told this, but I did that in fifth grade. In third grade, I think it was.
Mm.
It was a spelling bee in our school,
Oh wow.
and I finished second.
Oh, that's
And
the worst.
everybody in the class was out there. I just like, oh, you got to be kidding me. It turned out to be a guy who was a good friend of mine who had an IQ of like 6,000.
Yeah,
A guy who learned chess in like 15 minutes. So I mean, it was I was tilting at
it
a
was
very
his window.
large windmill. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
But still, I was like, oh, so close. And that began a long cycle of finishing in second.
yeah. That's really funny.
But I can understand that, especially in front of a lot of people.
Yeah,
If I'm sitting at home and I'm in a tournament and I lose, I can pound the table a little bit, scare my cats, and go have something to eat.
yeah, yeah. But
But
in front of all those people,
oh
there was like the pressure and then hearing, like the cheers even after, I
yeah,
think is what made it worse because I
yeah,
was like, you know, it feels almost like you let everybody down, even if they're literally sitting in your face telling you no, like that has
yeah,
nothing to do with my emotions in the moment.
yeah. It's like, yeah, but I could have won if I done this.
Yeah,
Oh, but
but
that's really putting yourself out there. I mean, you
yeah,
are really putting your neck out when you do that sort of thing. And there are a lot of people who wouldn't have the courage to do that. Um,
true, true.
well, there's a lot of people who don't have the courage to turn the microphone on and do VTubing, although they'd be good at it. Um,
Yeah,
but do you?
for sure.
I mean, have you ever been too nervous to go on as a VTuber?
No, actually, I look forward to it now. I think maybe the first time I went live with people expecting me to go on, because there's a difference between when you're doing it for zero people and
Hmm.
then you have to get acclimated to doing it with the expectation that people want to see you.
Yeah.
So I think like the first time that I had an immediate like eight people watching me, I was like, oh my God, I don't know. But I got pretty acclimated to it pretty fast, mostly because they were making fun of me for being nervous. Um,
Yeah. Well,
and that anger of like, how dare y'all get mad at me?
you Vegetaed up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I
I'll
use
show
like
you,
my
Kakarot.
embarrassment as fuel to be like, I'll you know what? I'll prove myself right now. I'll be the GOAT. And
It,
so now I don't really feel that really at all. I think
yeah,
even if I had like a large amount of people, I wouldn't really feel it. I've been rated multiple times, so I've had
yeah.
like upwards of like 100 people, watching me before, and it's
Well, I think people who listen to this have already gotten the idea that you're very easy to talk with. Once
I hope so.
I mean, really, I mean, it's there's not a lot of sharp points to your voice when you talk, which is good for a long term type of thing, and it would be very easy to tune in and find, yeah, I want to see what's going on with this person, and
I appreciate that.
am is that something that you heard a lot as growing up, where people like you should do this more?
N Nobody really commented on my voice until I started doing VTubing.
Hmm.
I am a transgender individual,
Hmm.
so when I first started, I would always poke fun of myself, and be like, "Oh, my voice probably sucks. Nobody wants to hear me." And like, I guess to compensate, a lot of people were like, "Oh, no, your voice sounds great," and I would just be like, "No, y'all are lying. Y'all are just saying that to make me feel better." But
More.
I don't put out the fact that I'm trans, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really rep the flag. I don't do anything like that, mostly to avoid harassment
Hmm.
online. But, you know, when people, they don't know what I am, as far as like identity, and they still go out of their way to be like, your voice sounds like really great. It's really smooth. It's really nice. I've had people ask me to do ASMR before. I'm
Whoa.
like,
And did you do it?
maybe one day, maybe one day.
Just
I'd need a,
it's just right now. It's just one step beyond.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's a whole nother kettle of fish right there. That's a
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'm not too interested in that at the moment.
mm,
That's why I'm
yeah.
like maybe.
At least until the cash shows up. And
Yeah, for real. Maybe if they throw money at me, I'll have no choice. But
I tell you, when I was doing radio, that was what we did. You throw money at us, we'll do it. And
yeah, exactly.
it gets me about these YouTube videos with AI voices on it that mispronounce things. I says you can buy an announcer for a half a cheese sandwich, okay?
Exactly.
I
I'll
mean,
do it literally for free.
yeah, and if you can't pay that, your product must really, really suck. Um, just
Okay, to be fair, usually it does.
yeah, it usually does anyway. But doctors don't want you to know. Of course, they don't want you to know because you're going to hurt yourself when you do this.
Literally.
Yes. So, have there been times when you've taken a look back and said, "What in the world am I doing with this?"
Yeah, actually, I just recently, like as recent as like yesterday,
Mm,
had that kind of thought process because currently I'm unemployed.
mm,
The job market sucks. I am trying to get hired and I have the credentials, in my chosen field, but
right.
jobs just aren't, free nowadays.
Yes.
Uh and I I have on a bit of like a more like serious, like somber, like personal note, what I'm saying, like I come from a line of poor people.
Hmm.
My entire family is poor. I'm poor currently, and it's like a lot of work, but I've made decent money actually. I've taken away like hundreds of dollars in the span of like a year. The 1 year I was doing it, I made like $1,000, which isn't a lot. Obviously I'm not paying any bills with that, but I think for the kind of work that it is, I
Hmm.
I think like it's pretty good considering it's mostly just begging, it feels like, for tips and that kind of deal.
Well,
Um,
yeah. I mean,
so
but still, they're giving their appreciation for what you're doing is the thing,
I know it's amazing.
and and that's another great thing is that your potential audience isn't the people around the block. It's
It's the
yeah. I
world.
mean, you could be getting that tip from New Zealand. You don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
You don't know it. And as long as the check cashes, who cares? Oh, I'm sorry. The again, an old radio thing kicking in there.
No, no, it's true. No, literally. Like
Yeah,
I have people who frequent me from EU, like the Netherlands and stuff like
hmm,
that. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah. But
Because I'm just like a small town person from like the south of America.
yeah, but when it comes down to it, they're coming back for you, your personality, and your talents.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and then
And I want to get rich. I want to get rich.
yes, and now maybe that's not a talent you have yet. Maybe you just have to develop that when it comes in.
Yeah, I'll be rich one day. That'll be my talent.
I'm I'm rich. I'm rich in the knowledge of what I could do if I had money.
Exactly.
And that's then
See, I
that's the
like the way you think, Eric.
hey, 60 years of being there, you know.
Yeah, for real.
Now, I tell this that this is an absolute truth. I was Sportscaster of the Year in my state 2 years in a row for my market size, and this was very recently, and I was making $10 an hour,
Wow.
and I was not going to get any more than $10 an hour. And I wasn't even working 40 hours a week.
Oh, wow.
That
I'm
tells you
sorry.
that tells you where radio was. Yes,
Ugh, yeah.
and reason why I'm not in it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. The pivot to YouTube, and I think you have an amazing voice,
Oh,
as well.
thanks,
And then
thanks.
like you definitely have like I really like the radio personality.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and this is just me. That's all there is to it. And in talking to so many different people, I always enjoyed interviewing folks, and
Hmm,
so
hmm.
many over the years. And you're not going to find a more diverse group of people than VTubers and their stories.
Oh my God,
I mean,
so true.
your story is great. It's unique. It's yours. You've been able to take your skills and background and
Hmm,
be
hmm.
Lori, and and
I
and
try.
and entertain people and enjoy yourself while you're doing it.
Hmm,
That in
hmm.
itself is a great story, and I'm glad you shared it with me. By the way,
Yeah,
and,
like I said, I'm glad you gave me the opportunity to share.
yeah, we're gonna have the links that we found for Lori in the description for this
Mhm.
video. And thank you so much for coming on, folks. Tune into Lori and find out what they're all about.
Yeah, yeah, come through, come through.
Yes, you could throw some money that way too. It would be okay.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be the. I always tell people like you don't have to give me money, but it's always kind of like you don't have to, but like
Yes, you don't
why
have to give
aren't
me,
you?
but yes, it's not like I'll feel bad or anything. You wouldn't want to make me feel bad.
Right, right, right. Yeah, no,
Well,
definitely not.
anybody that listens to you ain't gonna feel bad. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on. Take care now.
Yeah,
We'll
of
talk
course.
again soon.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.